Hi, and welcome to Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch. It's June 25th, 2013. I figured I'd give a garden update. I've been very busy in the garden, putting in drip irrigation systems, and of course, as you can see in front, building a monster trellis. Now that's an 8-foot by 8-foot monster trellis made out of wood, pressure-treated lumber from Home Depot. And you might be thinking, well, pressure-treated, why are you using that in your garden? Well, two things. One, it's not the trellis is not in the soil. It's attached to the outside to the pallets via some screws, so it's not in contact with the soil. And number two, I understand that since 2009, the pressure treating process is now using copper instead of what it used to use, which was arsenic. So it's supposedly safer, but still, mine's still not in contact with the soil. It's all attached to the outside. I probably have 3 or 4 more of those to build. But let me give you a close-up. Now, I'm a school teacher, so I meant, on the last day of school here a few days ago, I meant to bring home some materials I found at my work that were perfectly 9 inches by 9 inches to use to make my squares. But that didn't happen because I forgot. I was so busy trying to get out of there. So what I found was my son Luke has one of his books is perfectly 7 inches by 7 inches. So that's what I use to make these perfectly shaped 7-inch by 7-inch squares. And as you can see, it's easily, you can fit your hand through there, you can do all your maintenance in the garden, and you know, it just looks really nice. And these are held 2 screws on each part right there, and it's screwed in down the bottom into the pallets. Now on to the plants. Here, this is my Boston Marrow pumpkins / squashes that are all through these big bad beds here, at least 2 of them. And I wanted to show you some female flowers that I've already seen on here. Let's see, let's zoom in there, and you can see right there is a female flower, and I know that because it has a pumpkin or squash at the base, at the bottom of the petals. Okay, and here is another one. Let's see, oh, there it is. Right in there. There's the other female flower. And these lovely little things right here are the tendrils. And you can see they, you know, I showed you when they wrap around things and they help grip things for the squash and pumpkins to move along, to have the vines go out. So, and they give it some stability also. So you can see I have this going up the trellis, and I just keep tying it on periodically to help train it to where I want it to go. And on the other side, it's funny, on the in this same beds I had some vines that were growing out the opposite direction towards the big stone wall there. And so what I had to do was I put some PVC pipes, because these vines are thick and heavy, and I very carefully slowly turned the plant back towards this trellis, and I just put the PVC pipes in there to try to keep it from going back the opposite direction, so I can direct the vine this way to go up the trellis. I'm trying to save myself from having to build another trellis, because it was a lot of work when you're doing it by yourself. But I'm very proud of this project that I've done, and I got a few more to do. You can see I put my tansy, some of my tansy plants I transplanted into the buckets, and they're doing fine. Trying to help keep out the squash vine borer moth. I haven't had too much to do with the squash vine borer moth. I did find a few eggs here and there a couple days ago, and I got to do some more looking tonight to make sure, because I've had this tool off here for a little bit, and that could give it an opportunity to come on in and do its thing. So, and then there's, of course, there are gaps down here, because this is now getting so big that it's getting hard to foolproof my plants. So I still have to check periodically, every, maybe 3 days or 4 days or whatever, to check for eggs down near the base. And hopefully I'm going to wrap it with some aluminum foil here. That's one of my other projects to do. Over in this bed right here, I had, I took out all the strawberries that used to be in this bed, and I put in some squash and some zucchini and some more pumpkins that I got, buried in a few. On the outside ring here, I have put in some Howdens, and on the inside some jack-o'-lanterns. Not in the inside, but the middle section I got some jack-o'-lanterns. Some zucchinis right here, these two plants, zucchinis, and then 3 squashes on the outside. My one zucchini plant over here, its timing has just been awful, because I've had like 3 or 4 zucchinis that have bloomed the flowers, and there's been no males to do it. Or when the males are blooming, there's no females around. So I'm trying to get a few more plants to up my odds of successful pollination. And you can see down in there, there's a zucchini that's still there, that the flower blossomed the other day, but it won't make it because there was nothing to pollinate it. There was no pollen, and you can't cross any cucumber plants with zucchinis or squashes and get them to pollinate successfully. So I couldn't do any cross-pollinating there. I should be able to, once these pumpkins and squash get going, male flowers if I need to. I could use the flowers from that to pollinate. And they'll grow normally this year, but if you use those seeds for next year's planting, then that's when you'll have those weird shaped funky ones go on. So they're all my Boston Marrows. These are in the Maxima family, and you see the vines going up. I got more vines and everything, and I've directed some elsewhere to try to go to the trellis. And I've noticed on some of these leaves, some of them are healthy green, and some of them I can see are beginning to get some looks like some little bit of yellowing on the very edges. Now, what makes it difficult with these things is whether it's too much water or too little water. Now, we've had a good amount of rain. About every 2-3 days we get rain. So, with these fabric pots and everything being draining, natural drainers, draining, that shouldn't be an issue in there. And I just put it in the drip irrigation system, and they got a good 3 hours or so of dripping water to give it, and I'm going to let it set for a few days. And because I've noticed I've got a little bit of a problem, a lot of water in the yard, and I checked for leaks when I first turned on everything, and I found a couple leaks and issues, and I fixed those, and then I don't know why I'm still getting a lot of water. Is it just because at the elbow fittings it's dripping? I'm going to check that maybe tomorrow. Or is it that the water's just going through these raised beds and out the bottom, and that's where it's coming? So I don't know. But we'll see. Anywho, blueberries, not doing all that great. I'm having a hard time knowing when to pick them and when not to. But they're not really putting on a whole lot. I'm very kind of disappointed in my blueberries this year. And this is my first time trying. But these are perennials, so we'll hope for better results next year. Some things haven't even put on any kind of flowers. I'm disappointed with that. My tomatoes over here, mixed in with some basil and things like that, they're doing okay. And these leaves are curled up. I've had a major attack of aphids and everything. And, I didn't do my diligence on it like I should. So I'm trying to fight them back and everything, pruning some leaves here that are bad every now and then. Going out with soapy water mixture and spraying them down. But, the damage may be done. But, I'm trying to fight these things back. I have Romas and some beef steaks in here, and I went and got some big boys the other day, and I just kind of put them in different places. My watermelons have not done very well at all. You see that watermelon plant dead center? It is just not done much. These watermelons right here, little ones right there, they've been in the ground. There's another one right there. I've been in the ground for at least a month or so, and that's all I get. So this is not very productive. So I'm going to be pulling those, and I might put a couple more pumpkins in here. I don't know. But these have not been very productive. Cucumbers, not been very productive. I've seen a lot of male flowers, but not a whole lot of females on there. You can see them going up the trellis that I have there. And when that one gets long enough, that's going out the bed, I'll trellis it up this right there. So not a whole lot going on with cucumbers. My peppers, I got one or two peppers that are on there, you can see, and the other ones are blooming and blossoming a lot more now. So peppers seem to be doing okay. You can see one of the better boys over there. I got right there, and right here, and you can see how much the leaves are unfolded. They're much healthier green. They haven't been attacked, so I gotta really do some work on that to make sure I don't get any more issues. A couple of my 1-2 beefsteaks here, and no blossom end rot, thank goodness. That was one thing I had to deal with last year. Leaves, like I said, just aren't, they're dry a lot, and they're crinkly, and like I said, aphids have really did a number on these things, so I'm trying to combat and get those things right. Like I said, here's my other better boy over here, or excuse me, big boy. And there's that one little tomato growing on that one right there. So I gotta just keep a close eye on these things, make sure the aphids are not attacking on those, and see if I can't keep them under control. I've been so busy with the various projects. It says here's some cucumbers over here. Let's see what's going on down in here. And not a whole lot. Oh, look at that beautiful flower right there. I'm just trying to check to see if there's a cucumber underneath it or not. But, oh, there's a cucumber right there. Ooh, I got to pollinate. And there's male flowers right there next to it. Ooh, I have got to get in there and pollinate that one. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'll do that after this film, and then I will let you know in a few days whether that was successful or not. Female cucumber, look at that beauty right there. Dead center. All right, that's exciting news. I'll come back out here with a Q-tip, or I'll just take the male flower stuff up there and rub it all in there. All right. Over here, I have my Big Macs and my Cinderella pumpkins. Doing real good. I mean, look how tall this thing is. So I'm going to try to get on ground level here, so you can. I mean, here is the top of the bed right here. Okay, and these plants are up, 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 and the canopy is at least, I'd say, about 2 to 3 feet tall. And again, look at the size of these leaves, just humongous. And then you see this vine pushing out the side here, and I got vines pushing out the side of there, so I got to get some trellising going on over here too. It's just that these plants are taking off so much that it's having a hard time keeping up with everything with all the projects I'm doing with the garden. Wish I had some help getting these things put together. I can get them up. One thing I did want to show you, I haven't checked a whole lot yesterday, but I ate my first blackberry off the plant yesterday. Right here. You see the red ones? They're not ripe yet, but look right there. Right here. It's a blackberry. Now, yesterday, there was one right over here, and I barely just put my hand on the bottom, and it just fell right off the vine, right into my hand. And so I was like, whoa, that one must be ready to go. And it was fairly delicious. But you can see I'm starting to get these things, so I'm going to have to probably do something to keep the birds off of them, because they like to swoop in here in the morning time, the early mornings, and steal my blueberries and things. So that's looking awesome. And you can see this one blueberry bush right here that's just totally sick. Just horrible. Look at these leaves and stuff. And I don't know whether it's because it's dried out or what happened, but it's a climax. And same as this one right here. And these berries just aren't really doing a whole lot of anything, So I'm not very. It's probably because I don't know a lot about the blueberries enough to do as good a job as I could. but I'll have to check my blackberries and see which ones are ripe before the birds get them. But anyhow, I'm going to take you over to, here is my Mr. Wrinkles and Howden pumpkins over here. And you can see the vine coming out right here. So again, this needs to be trellised and everything. And now my these Howdens have taken off and are, slowly catching up to the Mr. Wrinkles, which have gone really nuts down here. You can just see, there's the top of the raised bed, and then they're going up at least, I'd say, about 2 feet, 2, possibly 3 feet. And like I said, I put the tool over top of it and everything just to help keep the squash vine borer moth off of it. And so far so good, So I got some mixed things to do, and I keep pruning off some of these. You can see some of these yellowing leaves on the squash there, or zucchini. And so I got some pruning to do. But I don't know, it seems to happen every single year with the squash and pumpkins. They start out really great and everything, and then, a month and a half into it, the bottom leaves, or leaves that are near the bottom or whatever, start to yellow and die off. I'm not having any squash bug problems. I'm not having any squash vine borer problems at this point, knock on wood. So, and I don't think I'm really having any bacteria problems. I've been spraying with neem oil during the late evening and everything, and that offers some kind of protections too against bugs and different funguses and things. So maybe it's just a natural thing that's what those plants do. I'm not quite sure. So anyways, I'll go ahead and do some pollinating, and then maybe I'll show you how that's done. It's my first time trying to pollinate a cucumber, so we'll see. All right, from Pittman's Pumpkin Patch, Pittman's Garden Patch, I will talk at you later. Bye for now.